Business loan? Community National Bank and Trust is building business in Waxahachie. Whether you have a one-time expenditure or need long-term financing, we can help. We also offer checking, savings, and personal lending services. Come by today. A business loan? Community National Bank and Trust is building business in Waxahachie. Whether you have a one-time expenditure or need long-term financing, we can help. We also offer checking, savings, and personal lending services. Come by today.
I always want to be able to help people. I saw people in the community, and I saw what I felt like was injustice. But I actually make sure that justice is served. I always want to be able to help people. I saw people in the community, and I saw what I felt like was injustice. But I actually come along to make sure that justice is served. I always want to be able to help people. I saw people in the community, and I saw
Taco Tuesday in DFW, $10 for 5 tacos, taco breakfast, and dessert bar. You can choose between corn or flour, and their menu has plenty of authentic Mexican food now like this quesadilla taco. And don't forget to treat yourself to a full dessert bar. Enjoy Taco Tuesday in DFW and
Here are your Forney Jump credits.
Son of Magic. I am the 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 son of Magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials for tonight's game are referee Xavier Velasquez, umpire Steve Beers, Justin McNeely, line judge Paris, field judge Lawrence L.J. Johnston, and side judge Sandwich. We thank them for serving tonight.
Compassionate,
Loving.
courageous, loving, caring, patient, Jackson meant a lot to me. He was my best friend, my go-to person. He meant a lot to me. He showed me how to really care for people, how to treat other people, and how to care for other people.
He was one of my really good friends, but from an outside perspective too, he was just such a light to everyone around him, and the legacy that he's leaving is so impactful to everyone.
Everyone else is still having all these memories of good friends, and I'm over here imagining making memories what would have been with Jackson. And it means a lot to call him my friend. He was just always there and willing to talk. He's definitely very mature for our age. Very easy person to talk to.
Every time I talked to him, I felt like he always knew exactly what to say, and he just always made me feel better, and he was just so kind, and it just made me so happy.
Even when he got re-diagnosed and started getting more sick, you could still see his patience with people and his kindness showing through. He was still so sweet to his siblings, and that was just really encouraging to see. And he was always there for you no matter what. When he was around, you'd be able to tell, even if he wasn't talking, he was with you. The mood is a lot better whenever he's there with you. He always makes sure that if there's someone not participating in something, he always makes sure that they're included. And showed me a love for Jesus that I've never seen anybody have before. I miss him a lot. I miss him every day. Compassionate,
Loving.
Captains for Forney Jackrabbits tonight are number 2, Jamie Osborne, number 3, Preston Jackson, 4, Landry Hopkins, number 8, Nelson Peterson, number 11, Joe Joey, number 12, Tyler Bush, and for the Indians, number 15, Ethan Gillen, number 10, Nolan Barnard, and number 19, Corey Pittman, and number 27, Cameron Herndon. Please welcome to our field honorary captains tonight, the best friends of Justin Marker. They bring with them a gift from WISD Athletics to his family and an official Indians jersey with Jackson's number 11.
This is your volume. Stand right now. Stand. You're gonna stand right here. Hey, everything's like, and they'll tell you, they'll say, ready to go.
Cavs is into the field for the coin toss.
Here, you get close and then you say why. Use that and get close. have one gauge. If you go right, this is your volume. Yeah, you can get really close. You should be able to hear, and this head should be able to hear. So this is louder to find this is zoom in and zoom out. Always do it, use your, so you hold it, you can move this. So put your hand on your arm. Your cam one.
Indians win the toss.
Your cam one. So if you barely they say anything like cam one, or you're not live, so you can do whatever. Yeah. Slow, always slow. That's too fast. Unless I'm telling you to go fast, don't go fast. All right, so what do you want to do? We're going to find out.
The Indians will receive.
All right. So the bottoms are already on there. Just have one tracking. You're following the ball. That's all you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the flag and singing of our national anthem.
So you're already tracking on the front. Now, loosen that right here. There you go. Just like stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball. Indians beat those Jackrabbits.
You can have this. Yeah, and then he's going to be close, tracking closer. You're following the ball, that's all you're doing. So you're a little bit closer than him, but he's still going back. So just make sure that all your movements are smooth. You don't need, as you're going, you got to anticipate where that ball's going. You're not going to get it right away. Just start to 10 or 12 plays. There has to be like a good, big difference between them. Does that make sense?
Teeing up for the Jackrabbits tonight, number 41, Vincent Hart. Number 1, Marion Cooper. Number 6, Raymond Davis.
He's going to kick it and it's going to go that way. Watch it.
Number 4. Calderon. Pushed out by number 35. Landed Paul. Indians for 30-yard line. Fire in the backfield. number 4 Conroe. He's stopped by number 20, Xavier Young. So that's for the Meyer back. Indians. Offside. First and 15 from the 35. Another 20 from the 30. Meyer back.
Rolls to throw, now throws back on the screen that's set up. Good defense played by the Jackrabbits. That thing was blown up by Landry Hopkins, the senior linebacker. They got a lot of help from his friends, including Caden McKinney, and it'll be second down. And he's getting 3 yards off of that, so we'll call it second and 17.
Three big linebackers you've already gone on. Hopkins, Xavier Young, and Trey Priest. Those 3 are the leading tacklers for this Jackrabbit team.
Second and 17, Indians from their own 33-yard line.
Meyer back.
Sideline is J3, straight drop, deep throw, and wide open in midfield and still running to the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. First catch of the night for Zayden Smith, and boy, he makes it a big one.
He's running number 6, Daniel defensive backs on the right. Their left defensive side, the Indians wide offensive side, and a perfect dart thrown right in the receiver. That's the first down that keeps the chains moving for them.
And into Forney territory on the opening drive after a pickup 8 yards. First and 10 for the Indians. And jet sweep coming to Cohen Brown, trying to turn the corner at the 40 and gets ushered out of bounds at about the 38-yard line of Forney for a 2-yard gain. Good defensive pursuit by Daniel Thompson of the Jackrabbits.
He's stopped by number
Quick, they react quickly and
run gains 2 yards for
anything
second.
wide. That time the Indians were not able to seal the outside, and the Jackrabbits were right there.
Waxahachie with second down, 8 from the Forney 38. Looks to the sideline. Glance at the defensive formation. Snap is back. Good protection. Throws to the sideline and throws it out of bounds. Good coverage on Cohen Brown downfield. J3 just throwing that one away. Had a man in front and behind him.
The Indians
Covered by number 5.
doing a great job of picking up that blitz from the right side linebacker.
Third down.
Xavier Young was in front of Cohen and Kate Webb behind him, so J3 will sell that out of bounds. Trying for this third and 8. So the series, 7:42 going to the opening quarter. Like the ball is actually here to give it 38. Looking Indians take off too early and will be 30-13 instead of 38.
This fact that I'm going to give you in some stats tonight are through one game in one half.
Yes,
or
okay.
1.5. Myers, 25 out of 47. One interception. He threw his first interception last week for 290 yards.
Contact, so the Indians will get that 5 yards back once again.
Well, it's hard to miss big number 95 in the middle there as he is jumping right into the middle.
Braylon Glenn's a big one, you're right, and that guy, when he makes contact, you know it too. Those rocks started. Lose 5, get 5 back. We'll try 3rd and 8, and again, back at the Jackrabbit 38-yard line. He's going left to right. We'll stay in the 4-receiver set. 3-man defensive front, snap is back. Here's the step and the throw downfield. Cohen Brown trying to run under it, makes the catch inside the 5. What an unbelievable grab. He had a defender right on him. And the future University of Texas Longhorn makes a great catch. And then one of the officials gets run over by Matthew Scott of Waxahachie. Accidentally ran into head linesman and sent him down to the ground. That's the Indians' first trip into the Red Barn Flea Market red zone, and it's 1st and goal for the Indians at the 2.
Yeah, you talk about that one just dropping like it went down a well, partner, right in the arms of Cohen Brown. And that touch pass, that is the 12th pass caught by Cohen Brown this year.
Indians are keeping J3 in. No bull set here on 1st down. Even though they've got a tight formation, handoff, it's Strange fighting, gets to the 1. So Taylor Strange just a yard short, and it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1 for the Indians. Strange able to jump on that thing, and now it's going to be 3rd and goal for the Indians from 3. Now let's see if we don't get the Bulls package in for the Tribe. That actually knows where the football is at the 2. And it is the Bull package. And it is a handoff, and it is left side and fighting, trying to get into the end zone and stopped just shy of the goal line for Waxahachie is Jordan Smith. And now it's going to be 4th and goal from inside the 1. So let's see.
Good lead block that time by Lane Fincher, the up back, but just could not push it across.
They were trying to, but that defensive front. So here's a big 4th and goal from inside the 1 for the Indians. Same Bull package on the 12th play of the drive, and this time it's Bernard just carrying straight across. And no signal yet. Down. Took him a while to decide that he got across, but when they got everybody unstacked, Indians put 6 on the board.
Well, the reason they had a lot of trouble, there was a stack of about 12 Jackrabbits and Indians.
A massive humanity that Nolan Bernard gets it in for the score.
Had a way to go, way to push, and a good push from the 2 behind him. Indians get on the scoreboard first tonight.
Ethan Guillen on for the extra point attempt with Bernard holding. Well, a high snap, but Nolan Bernard gets that thing down as he always does, and Guillen boots it through. It's 5:58 to play in the opening quarter. 7-0 Waxahachie. More Indian football after this.
Forney, 0.
Waxahachie scoring drive is brought to you by First Financial Bank. 12 plays, 70 yards, 6:02 off the clock before the 1-yard touchdown run by Bernard. 7-0 Indians as kickoff. Chasing back to the 1-yard line. Honorary Jahil on the return up the middle and gets hit low and tumbled around the 21.
Yeah, look at number 4, partner. That is the Indian that went low.
Awesome job by Hector Calderon, and then the Indians making the stop after it looked like that the wide receiver return man for the Jackets was just getting up ahead of steam. So Forney, with their first offensive possession of the night, starts at their own 20. And again, it's Nelson Peterson Jr., yes, the nephew of one Adrian Peterson. And then, of course, Javian Osborne, the future Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who gets stacked up in the backfield and dropped back at the 16 on his first attempt of the night. Indian defense surges in, led by Waxahachie Cedric Marsh.
Well, that is a player that has run for 414 yards the first 2 games, 32 carries, averaging 12.9 yards a carry, Ken, and he has put the football in the end zone 6 times, so it'll be a big task for the Indians to stop that senior running back, but on the first play, they certainly do that.
2nd and 13. Snap back, Peterson wants to throw. Deep drop in, trouble, sacked! Goes down, ball comes out late. Are they going to call that a fumble, and are they going to say he was down by contact? They will say he's down back at the 4-yard line, 5-yard line. Going to be 3rd and a bunch coming up as the Indian defense again knifing through, and Calderon the first man to make a hit.
Well,
on
that blitz right there as Calderon timed it just perfectly, and Peterson winding up to cut it loose, but Calderon snuffed that play out. Do we have a penalty here, partner?
We do, way back in the secondary. Oh my gosh. It's a big one too. That's a, gotta move the, instead of,
I did not.
Didn't see the indication on that one, but instead of,
well, I'll tell you what.
but it's an automatic first down, so it must have been a personal foul of some sort.
Well, the man in the white cap has not said anything.
They moved the ball out to the 27-yard line. So much for 3rd and forever. Handoff and another attempt and another big tackle on Osborne as he gets knifed down back to the 25-yard line. That Indian defensive front. And first man through for Waxahachie was Jaquan Snell, coming up out of the secondary to make a big hit. 2nd and 12. Boy, he's been a man unleashed so far this year, Coach.
He sure has, and sniffing it out early. Clausen right there with him.
2nd down and 12. Peterson. Long count now. After a couple of claps of the hand, looks to the sideline for a play call. 4:27 and counting to play in the opening quarter. 7-0 Waxahachie. First possession for the Jackrabbits. Peterson will hand it off. Osborne makes a man miss in the backfield, turns it upfield, and almost broke loose. Got caught on the outside around the 26-yard line. That's a touchdown-saving tackle for the Indians' Mark Piper.
Well, it sure is.
And they're going to mark him right at the first down marker. They're going to give him the first down. But they're very lucky that that didn't go the distance. There was only one man between Osborne and the end zone, and Piper made the stop.
Well, he made a good move to avert the first Indian that met him in the backfield, and as you said, touchdown written all over that.
1st and 10, Jackrabbits out to their 38. Peterson wants to throw. Looking in the middle, and receivers popped right away, and once again it's Mark Piper who steps in and lays the hit on Aaron Merkson and keeps him from hanging on to that football. 2nd and 10. Well, Piper getting plenty of playing time, and we'll see some guys in and out. Of course, Cade Tollison will be available in the second half for the Indians after last week. So in the meantime, got some guys stepping in, doing a pretty good job. 2nd and 10. As Peterson hands it off. Osborne coming left this time. Now cuts back to the middle of the field, and here he goes. 30, 20, 10. There is a flag down. Hold on.
I believe there was holding at about the 46-yard line, partner.
That's where that flag is resting, and looks like somebody just grabbed and threw Demarion Cooper to the ground, and that's where that holding call is going to wipe out a long touchdown run. Javian Osborne showed the speed he has. Now there wasn't nobody going to catch him.
Oh, I tell you what, like a racehorse, once he gets in the lead and sees nothing but green in front and he puts it in another gear. We saw a lot of that last year in Forney as he absolutely took over the football game midway through last year. And
so that hold / tackle, and you can still see Demarion Cooper tried to shake that off. And it was right at the point where he cut that upfield.
It sure was.
2nd and 11 now for the Jackrabbits after a huge penalty.
Yeah, the big men up front, Carmelo Clausen, Aaron Snell, Talon Pierce, and Cedric Marsh.
Peterson on 2nd and 11. Play action. Steps going deep. Downfield. Has a man but overthrows him at the 20. Receiver had a step, and that was Preston Jackson, but that pass was about 3 yards past him, and it'll be 3rd and 11.
Well, Peterson talking to the man with the white cap, and one of his teammates came and said, hey, it was a legal hit. The Indians putting a lot of pressure on him. The minute he released it, Indians got a pretty good lick on him that time.
Yeah, that was a shot that he will well remember that he got from Matthew Grant. And 3rd and 11 as the Indians try to get the Jackrabbits off the field. 3:18 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Waxahachie lead. Peterson again back to throw. Now rolling right. Pressure coming. Now steps out to the sideline and almost picked off. Is that Piper again?
I think so.
Boy, what a first series he's having. Stepped right in front of that pass and just darn near picked it off. And the Jackrabbits will have to punt it away on 4th and 11. What great coverage. Tried to go downfield to Wesley O'Neal. And Piper had 3 big plays on that opening series.
You've got to got a little help with the penalty, but we're able to now put the Jackrabbits in punt position.
And Forney getting ready to punt it away. Joe Jobe is the man that handles the purse, and he gets a high end-over-end kick, but it is going to be, it hits the turf. Kind of fooled Jaquan Snell a little bit, and he decides just to let that thing roll free at the 21.
Well, I tell you what it looked like, partner. It looked like your wedge into any green, hitting and with that little backspin.
Playing under the lights at Stuart B. Lumpkins Memorial Stadium and second possession of the night for the Indians.
I'm glad you said that, partner. I've got one stat you probably don't know.
Okay, I'd like to hear it.
Well, on the home side, 64 new lights. On the visitor side, 32. I watched the cranes come in. There's 2 extra sections on the visitor side. And how many would there be on the other side if it's twice as many? There are 4 extra.
Nice.
Rows of lights. 96 new ones at the lump.
All right, well, let's see what the Indians do with a 7-0 lead, their second possession. A busted play. J3's in trouble, and he's just going to throw it away. He's supposed to hand that ball off, and Strange took off, and I think you're probably either going to have a lineman downfield, probably going to be what that flag is, because J3 threw it away, and those linemen were blocking for a run.
Well, I think by what Coach Dollison is saying, it might have been, as you said.
I'm pretty sure Strange was supposed to get that handoff. Somebody was.
What, is he wearing number 4, partner?
Oh, guess what? They're going to wave that flag off. And Strange is wearing number 4. You're correct. All right, so the Indians will face 2nd and 10. Waxahachie at their own 21. Long look to the sideline as the Indian brain trust trying to decide what they want to do next. Offensive coordinator Scott Reynolds gets the play in. 2nd and 10, J3, and now a timeout called by the Indians as the play clock was counting down to 0. So first timeout of the first half for the Indians gives us a chance to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Crime Stoppers of Ellis County, Tow Pro Wrecker Service, and Red Phoenix Roofing. Also Featherston Auto Repair, Oma's Jiffy Burger, Robert Hansa CPA, and Walton's Total Car Care. Ken Roberts, Mike Turner, our statistician John Nielsen, our producer Yo-Yo Dave Van Zandt. Indians scored on their opening drive. Didn't just score, but did exactly what Shane Tollison said they wanted to do. Lots of plays, lots of time off the clock. 12 plays, 70 yards, 6:02. They can do another drive like that. They'll get themselves well into the second quarter.
Well, ball control. He preached it. He wanted to keep it away from that explosive Jackrabbit offense, and so far so good, as the Indians got a big break with a penalty that brought Osborne back after he had produced a touchdown run. But so far the Indian defense has come up big, and the offense doing just enough to keep the chains moving and putting the ball in the end zone.
So after the timeout, Waxahachie back on the field. Offense ready to work as J3 sets two receivers to his right side, the short side of the field, a single receiver left. Snap back, pitch inside, and trying to turn the corner. Nothing there at all for Jordan Smith.
Well, that's that linebacker moving up onto the line right before
Landry
the snap.
Hopkins again stepping in there and making a stop for no gain. And the Indians will be looking at 3rd and 10. Third down at their own 21. Clock down to 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The only touchdown so far belonging to Waxahachie. 7-0 lead as J3 this time splits two receivers left and right. In the spread, 3rd and 10. Snap back, straight drop. Good protection. Throwing the deep ball. Cohen Brown's open downfield, and he's interfered with. Defensive back just mugged him to keep him from making the catch, and Caden Webb says, I'll do that all day. I'd much rather give up 15 yards than have them go for 79 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that's what he was going to do. We have another look at the speed of Cohen Brown and the pinpoint passing of J3, Ken, and it was perfect. But you're right. You said Coach Tollison always likes the penalty instead of the 6 points on the board, and that time that's what the Jackrabbits got defensively.
Coach Fleener believes in that too. 1st and 10 Indians from their 36-yard line. Handoff, big hole up the middle. Strange dancing his way across the 45, has a first down out to the 48 on a 12-yard pickup.
Well, that's his average, and he is sneaky quick up through the line, makes a good cut, picking up the first down yardage.
Indians going up tempo again. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Handoff, Strange picking his way up the middle again across the 40, and just a yard short of another first down into Jackrabbit territory before he is stopped by Xavier Young.
Well, it's Malik Desmuke, the left guard, pulling to the right side, getting the key block on that play.
They give him the first down. Handoff right side, and Strange was going pretty well till he ran into a name we've called him many times, Landry Hopkins. We have an injured lineman, or at least one slow getting up for the Indians, but he is up and seems to be okay. That's a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. The Indians camped out at the Jackrabbit 37-yard line.
Well, again, Desmuke being big on this drive, along with, we talked about Anderson, Williams, Mendoza, Gonzalez, all doing a good job of opening up running lanes for the Indians.
Handoff left side this time, and the carry for Jordan Smith has the Indians right at the first down stick. Let's see if they give them this first down, and they will. Oh, nope, they're not. Now they're marking it. Well, they can't make up their mind. Here we go. Chain gang's working a little slow tonight. Now they'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 Indians at the Forney 32.
Give Grant a big block on that play, freeing up the first down yardage. Indian offensive line averages 286 pounds, Ken, and they're showing that weight advantage.
Handoff Strange behind Fincher. He's able to push across the 30 down to the 28-yard line of the Jackrabbits. Looked for number 44 and said, I'm going to get right in behind you, big boy. And between that and Elijah Mendoza was able to pick up 4 yards, 2nd and 6, and that's the end of the first quarter. Indians with a ground control game, running some clock. They lead 7-0 after 1. More Indian football after this.
We want to thank our meal sponsors for this season: Meat Church, Joe Rust, Bat Security, Liquid Graphics, Vera Roofing and Construction, and Gateway Mortgage. Also, Vista Mark, Thomas Jiffy Burger, Ray Willett, Transfer title, Bison title, and Tiro Reel. Also, thank you to Superior Construction, RRSA, Hot Works, Dallas County Title, Blue Bond Cafe, and the Avenue Church.
Back at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium as we move into the second quarter, and the Indians currently with a 7-0 lead. Waxahachie with 38 yards from Strange to lead the rushing attack, 13 carries and 50 yards so far, and Waxahachie ready to work the first play of the second quarter, and this time a pass on the slant route, double coverage, and sandwiched in the midst of that post play, and pretty good hit on the Waxahachie receiver, and 3rd and 6 will be coming up.
Well, we talked about the 4 deep secondary and the left cornerback and the left safety right there to sandwich Cohen. It was a quick shot right up the middle.
Boy, did he get sandwiched
Yeah,
all right.
Sure did.
Right in between Nathan Veritas and Jalen Paris. 3rd and Indians from the 40. 28 going right to left. 4 receiver set. Now the Indians are going to take their second timeout of the first half. We'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Dickey's Barbecue, Dallas County Pest Services, along with Jimmy's Restaurant in Abilene, Waxahachie Ford, and Blue Bonnet Barbecue. Ground attack so far, very impressive, Coach, and throwing just enough effective passing, 4 of 6 for 66 yards for J3, and the Indians with a 7-0 lead. And you would figure, well, of course, you're well within Guillen range if you want to do the field goal. There's little wind's going to favor him going this direction, what little breeze there is, but it get close enough, they may just decide to try for it if they don't convert the 3rd on a 4th down.
Well, that means a long track for the Jackrabbits if they were not to make the first down. But, you know, the offensive coaching staff for this Indian saw something in the way that the defense had adjusted after that first drive and called the Indian offense to the sidelines to go through. Indians, as you see now, go with 3 receivers on one side, which is the adjustment that moves one lone Indian one-on-one on the left side of the formation.
3rd down and 6. Little stunt look from the outside from Forney. Indians adjust accordingly as J3 calls the play. Takes the snap, straight drop, good protection, had 2 receivers out there. Catch made right at the stick is Matthew Scott. And he is going to, let's see, be a yard short.
Looks like the way the mark is.
4th and 1 as Daniel Thompson forced him out of bounds. So the Indians sending in the big boys. On a 4th and 1 at the Jackrabbit 23.
Loading up.
Here comes Bernard. So we do have the Bulls package in place for the Indians. Waxahachie on the 11th play of this drive. And Bernard fumbles the snap, and the Indians are going to turn it over on downs. Just trying to get out of there a little too quick, and the Jackrabbits are excited about that stop on the Indians. And Forney will take over on downs. Waxahachie fumbles it away on the 4th and 1.
Well, tried to go on the quick snap, as you said, Ken. Just another exchange that probably Bernard pulling out just a little bit quick, but now it will be up to the defense of the Indians to get it back here with 11 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Peterson back out on the field with the Forney offense. And on 1st down from his own 24, the Notre Dame future Fighting Irish Javian Osborne again tackled for a loss of yardage, this time loss back to the 21-yard line to set up a second down and 13.
Osborne, the senior, 5'10", 188. He looks bigger than that, but I can tell you.
Well, he had 4 rushes for 18 yards before that 3-yard loss, so give him 5 for 15.
That would be a 3-yard average.
Second and 13.
Almost 10 yards below his average.
Peterson to throw. Good pocket. Throwing deep, man wide open, and he overthrows him. There's a penalty marker down. Thrown back around the 30-yard line. Boy, did he have a man all alone and missed him, but let's check that yellow hanky.
Well, he moved it from the 30 to the 28, partner.
And we've got a defensive holding for the Indians. That'll be marked off and be an automatic first down for the Jackrabbits. Bring the ball out to the Forney 31. So some penalties that the Indians are not going to be happy with in this first half that have kept the Jackrabbits out of more long distance situations than they would have been in otherwise. Peterson takes the snap, flips it out, and Osborne on the screen has some room to run. Another flag down as he crosses the 40 to the 41. That flag on the far side of the field around the 34-yard line.
Number 23, Newton, and number 14, Piper.
So now let's check this. We mentioned in the pregame show the last time these two teams played, we saw 33 penalties altogether. We're hoping not to have a repeat of that, but tonight, a lot of laundry on the field.
We showing an offsides.
Indians were offsides on the play. So 1st and 10 will be 1st and 5 for the Jackrabbits. Well, you know what? They'll say, forget that. We'll take the game out to the 41. 1st and 10 from the 41. They declined the penalty, which makes perfect sense. Good run by Osborne after the screen pass.
1st and 10 for the Rabbits.
Jackrabbits getting close to midfield. Haven't been there tonight. There's a slip screen inside and backside tackle made. Nice job by Taylon Pierce, because even though the catch goes for a nice gain for Preston Jackson, he had a lot more in front of him and gets caught from behind by Pierce.
Well, that defensive tackle, Pierce, read it early, and as you said, was able to shoestring tackle him before a big gain occurred.
Fans out to the 46-yard line. 2nd and 5 for Forney. 10:15 and counting to play in the second quarter. 7-0 Indians. Handoff Osborne trying to get outside. Indians are all over him. Being chased down first by Caden Starr, and then get some help on the outside to make the stop on the star running back of the Jackrabbits. He'll lose yardage again, this time all the way back to the 40-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 11. Boy, they are keeping their eye on number 2 tonight.
Ken, and I'm looking at the field right now, and I've not seen Cooper back in after he was tackled on that penalty.
He was a little shaken up.
He's he's at the 35-yard line on the Indian bench trying to shake that right.
3rd and 11. Peterson wants to throw. Rolling to his right. Throwing on the run. Has a man. Catch made. 1st down into Indian territory for the first time tonight at the Waxahachie 48. He's a good athlete. He can throw on the run. Great speed. We haven't seen him take that on a run tonight, but he is a mobile quarterback.
Oh, he sure is. And always keeps his head up and eyes down the field as he is trying to elude the oncoming rush.
A big 3rd and 11 conversion for the Jackrabbits. 1st and 10 at the Waxahachie 48. It's Peterson, and going left this time. Not much running room to be found there as Taylor Hunley gets his first carry of the night, and he gets swamped for a loss back into Jackrabbit territory at the 48-yard line.
Well, again, the Indians very active around the ball. Not just one. That is Starr, who is in at the Sam linebacker in place of Tollison tonight.
2nd and 14 coming up for Forney.
Anthony Newton, number 23, a sophomore, 5'10", 180, in for Demarion Cooper.
2nd and 14.
Peterson back.
Peterson takes the snap and keeps. First time tonight he's called his own number, and the Indians string him out and knock him down at the Waxahachie 48, the original line of scrimmage, to set up a 3rd and long. Good job by Waxahachie Jaquan Snell. And he and he and Kamarian Nelms chasing the big quarterback out of bounds. 3rd and 10.
Snell doing a great job of sniffing that one out early.
3rd and 10. Jackrabbits just converted a 3rd and 11. Indians will try to make a big stop here and try to get these guys off the field with a 7-0 lead for Waxahachie. And Peterson throws the deep ball and throws it too deep. Receiver down there, 3 receivers, 3 DBs for Waxahachie running right with Aaron Merkson, and it'll be a punt situation. We've seen Peterson actually better throwing on the run than when he sets up in the pocket so far tonight.
I tell you what, when he set up the pocket that time, he saw number 99, Matthew Grant, coming right at him, and he cut it loose early.
So Jackrabbits to punt it away. Joe Jobe back for Waxahachie, Cohen Brown. Snapping the kick, a high end over end kick. Indians going to let this one hit the turf, and it takes a nice Waxahachie bounce back to the 24-yard line. So the defense holds, and the Indians take over, leading 7-0 with 7:56 to go in this second quarter. After a punt of 24 yards by Joe.
Well, they certainly didn't want to punt it all the way to Brown, and probably was trying to angle kick it, just didn't get any of the foot on the ball. But after seeing the big return that the Indians had last week against Coppell, the big punt return, watching that film, they're not trying to put it anywhere close to the return men for either the kickoff or the punt teams.
1st and 10 is the Indian offense back out on the field. J3 waits for the Jackrabbit defense to get set up. They've got a long huddle over on the sideline. And they'll have 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right, stacked, one behind the other. Back to throw.
Oh, right up the middle of the field.
Man,
it's
wide open catch. Flag down, though. Hold on.
Is that Cooper going back in?
That is Jordan Smith making the catch and ending up inside of the 40-yard line. But let's check this yellow. And it's a holding against the Indians. Wipe out that big play.
Well, my eyes went a little bit different that time. That looked
there's
like
2
a
number
1.
ones, yeah. But Waxahachie
That's
has
right,
2
they have
number
number
ones.
ones. That's
Jordan
right.
Smith on
and
offense.
We've got on the offense and the defense.
And Damarian Cooper on the defensive side. Well, that'll move the ball back inside of the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what.
1st and 20 for the Tribe. J3 to throw again. Now sets up a little inside screen. Diving to make the catch is going to be Jordan Thompson Woods, but by the time he does that, falls down to the turf. It's right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 20.
He might have seen that outside.
Well, he was surrounded by black jerseys, or white jerseys, black helmets. 7:20 and counting to go in the second quarter. 7-0. The Waxahachie lead. They scored on their opening possession, and no one has gotten on the board since. 2nd and 20, Waxahachie at their own 14-yard line. The 4-receiver set, J3 back to throw. Good protection going deep. Middle of the field, Cohen Brown with his speed can't catch up. 10 yards over his head, and 3rd and 20 coming up for the Tribe.
Well, that's the first time that we did not see Brown double covered downfield. 101.
He was running to the center of the field and had space past that defensive back, but that ball sailed on J3. And 3rd and 20. See what the Indian offensive coaches come up with. Back deep in their own territory at their own 14. Excuse me, at the, just across the 14, shy of the 15-yard line. They'll stay in the same 4-receiver formation, 2 left and right. Strange in the backfield with J3, and he'll get the handoff, and he's met in the backfield. Spins out of one tackle, spins out of another, races to the 20-yard line. Tell you, Strange has the ability to take something that looked like it's going nowhere and get something positive out of it.
Well, a couple of good spin moves to avoid the first 2 Jackrabbits, and as you said, picking up a little yardage and giving Ian, the punter, a little bit more room.
Ian back to punt on a 4th and 15. for Waxahachie. Line of scrimmage right at the 20. Ethan will be back somewhere around the 7-yard line.
Averaging about 45 yards is the Waxahachie punter.
Waits for the snap, has it. Does that little rugby-style kick, which is taken at the 37-yard line. On the return for the Jackrabbits, Amari Jahil met quickly by the Indian special teams crew. Take him down at the 41. Just a 4-yard return after that punt. 43-yard effort.
Yeah, right on his average almost, and that time good punt coverage by this Indian team.
Twilight time, Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium. Good to see Big Chief Hatchie and all the comforts of home and our first home broadcast of the year.
I'm going to tell you what, partner. Before the game, I saw the cow.
Did you?
I
did.
did.
Chick-fil-A
Yep.
cow?
And it wasn't the chicken.
No, I think they retired him. They fried him up. 1st and 10, Peterson to throw. Quick out. Catch made the sideline, and up the sideline to about the 45-yard line is Jahil. They'll mark him out of bounds right there at the 45 after about a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6.
Well, that's the leading receiver for the one that certainly Dickerson has confidence in and likes to go to.
Peterson likes to throw to Jahil.
Yep. That's Peterson.
Yes. 2nd and 6. And handoff. Osborne right in the middle of the line. And he's stopped after a pickup of a yard. 3rd down and 5 coming up. The defense once again ready always when that guy gets the ball. And Calderon leads the defensive surge. 3rd and 5 now for the Jackrabbits. We tick down to the 6-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Indians 7-0 lead.
Well, this is another one of those important 3rd downs that Coach Tollison talked about in pregame.
Man in motion on 3rd and 5. Peterson wants to throw, looking to swing it out. Catch is made, and Osborne is drilled. Good gracious, Waxahachie converges fast, and Caden Starr once again the first man there. What a great night he's having. He and Calderon, a loss of 3 yards will set up a 4th down and 8, and Forney will have to punt it away again. This defense is getting to the ball as quick as we've seen them all year.
I agree, Ken, and almost like they're in the huddle as Peterson makes the call.
JoJo back on to punt for the Jackrabbits. They've been keeping it away from Cohen Brown, and they'll kick this one toward the sideline. Cohen's going to let it hit. It'll be downed at the 27-yard line of Waxahachie. They do not want Cohen Brown having an opportunity to return no punts. They all saw the film from last week.
I tell you what a beautiful return it was. The Indians put up the wall on the right side of the field, and I don't believe he was touched the whole way to the
just before the punt, the Hall of Famer called it. You said it's about time for him to break one of those, and he sure did. 30-yard punt from Job, and the Indians have the football with 5:09 to go. First half, 7-0 lead for the Tribe. J3. Indians will stay in the same formation they went with in the last series. 4 receivers split evenly, left and right. There's a lot of early movement up front.
Yeah, left guard for the Indians, just moving a little bit quick.
Way too many penalties in this first half. Pre-snap penalties, and that's Coach Tollison talked about that too, being one of the things that will just wear out a drive, and especially on the before you even get your first play off. 6 penalties for the Indians tonight. 1st and 15, Waxahachie back to their 22-yard line. First and 15, J3 with the snap and end around. Woods trying to get to the outside and nothing there. Now coming back left side. Jordan Smith has some blocking. J3 puts a little body in front of a defender to slow him down, and what it looked like a disaster. They get out to the 32-yard line, get the lost yardage, plus back across the original line of scrimmage.
Partner, that's almost like a double reverse. Go right and then
10-yard pickup puts the ball at the 32 and sets up a 2nd and 5.
Go right and then reverse it around, and boy, a lot of Indian blockers.
Do you
right
think those
there.
Indian coaches are yelling at J3 not to try to block anybody?
Well, I would think so.
Just step in front.
Meyer back.
And the handoff, Strange picking his 5, gets to the 36-yard line to set up Indians 3rd down and 2. Stop is made by Johannes Abiris for the Jackrabbits. 4:38 to play in the 2nd quarter. Indians 3rd and 1 at their own 36-yard line. 3rd and 1 and a 3-receiver formation. 2 right, 1 left for J3. Handoff, hitting the backfield, but fighting Strange is going to get the 1st down just on 2nd effort. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he is so strong in addition to being really fast. And he carries a defender with him for the 1st down.
Able to back his way into the yardage needed for the 1st down.
Xavier Young was hanging on to him, but he couldn't stop him before he picked up the 1st down for Waxahachie out to their 38-yard line. Jerry Meyer looks and throws quickly on a slant. It's almost a pick 6. Boy, the safety read what was coming and stepped right in front of that thing, and if he has it, that's a touchdown, but it was right in and out of the hands of Caden Webb, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Ooh, wow.
He'll be seeing that one in his sleep tonight.
that quick slant almost worked.
Webb read it all the way.
He sure did.
Stops the clock with 3:49 to go in the 2nd quarter. Indians 2nd and 10 from their 38. From the near hash in front of the home stands. J3 sets 3 men to the left side, 1 right, back to throw. Good pocket, deep ball. Cohen Brown running to the sideline and can't get to it.
A lot of hand fighting on
it. Was he and Webb slapping at each other, and Cohen couldn't come up with the ball. Sets up a 3rd and 10.
Tight coverage by that left cornerback for the Forney Jackrabbits, and running, as you said, step with the speedy Cohen Brown.
So now a 3rd and 10 for the Tribe. 3rd down conversions for the Indians. About 50-50 tonight. Let's see if they can convert this 3rd and 10. And play action. J3 now being chased, now running. On the run to the 40, steps out of bounds around the 41. And the Indians are going to be looking at a 4th down and 7. And I'm sure the punt team will come out and kick this thing away with 3:37 to go in the 2nd quarter. Good coverage downfield by the Jackrabbits, and then breaking through to chase J3 was Caleb Wingfield.
Well, you're right. Secondary coverage, and no receiver was able to break open, and J3 just tucked it and ran. But early flag there, partner, right by the umpire.
Somebody have too many guys on the field? Apparently Waxahachie did.
Had 1 extra.
And that'll move the ball back to the 36-yard line. Amari Jahil goes back in return formation for Forney. And Guillen, as Coach told you, been averaging about 43 yards a punt. We'll get this kickoff with 3:37 to play in the 2nd quarter. A 7-0 Waxahachie leads. Just almost fumbles the snap.
That roughed him,
and then they run into him, and this may prove to be beneficial for the Indians.
That was
the ball sails out of bounds at the Waxahachie 49, but that flag will give Waxahachie new life.
I tell you what, that's what you do if you're a smart punter, partner. You wait, let him get right there, get it off, and then take the
walking
hit.
off, I'm not sure he's thinking, I like to get a 1st down that way, but
well, certainly did.
It is a personal foul, so the Indians will get the ball back. That was not a bad snap. Ethan just took his eye off the ball and it slid right through his hands. He caught it right about his thigh pad I don't know how he got the kickoff, to be honest with you. There's two guys right there on him. But he did get the kickoff, and then they ran right on into Ethan, and that will give Waxahachie the football and a new set of downs with 3:29 to go in the second quarter.
Well, that's
Ethan took it for the team that time.
Well, see, he sure did. The senior thinking all the way. He said we had slowed down a little bit offensively, and coach.
He may have walked over there and said, y'all owe me one on that one. To which they may have said, well, if you'll field the snap cleanly.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. And if it had been blocked, I think the conversation might have been just a little bit different.
1st and 10 for the Indians, although the marker's still showing 4th and 12, but obviously if that's a personal foul, that's an automatic first down.
Well, we've got.
Not sure what the conversation are over on the far side. I guess they're a little upset that the fact that he does that rugby style kick that
starts
he was
running a
outside
couple
of
of. Yep. Well, the only reason he had to go that far to get the football that he had fumbled.
But he had not crossed the line of scrimmage, not even close. And he did get the kick off, and they didn't get a hand on the ball, and they did run into him. The Fleener is sure making his case over there.
Well, those are 3 good points you just made.
So the Indians will be 1st and 10.
Man with the white cap.
Oh, they always win. They'll let you plead your case, but you know who's going to have the final say. That, by the way, will move the ball to the 44 line. 15 yards on the personal foul. Hey, listen, I don't blame Coach Fleener for trying.
That's why he is there to speak up for his team.
Jerry Meyer, the third, and the Indian offense back on the field. 1st and 10. Handoff. Strange coming outside. 45, 40, and runs through a defender out of bounds at the 39-yard line with the first down for the Indians. I mean, ran right at Landry Hopkins, and that's not an easy guy to run to. That linebacker's pretty tough character.
Well, you're absolutely right. He said Hopkins the leading tackler for this Jackrabbit team, but I'll tell you what, Strange has so many moves, but also, as you said, power.
Yeah.
Lightning and thunder in the same bottle.
1st and 10 Indians. From the Forney 39, Fincher moves early. That'll cost Waxahachie 5. Started leaning and couldn't stop. Tried his best to regain himself, but the Jackrabbit saw it first and started pointing, and the officials concurred, and that'll move the Indians back 5 yards with another pre-snap penalty and 8 penalties overall for the Indians in this first half.
Yeah. And I would assume at least 5 pre-snap.
I think that would be pretty close. 1st and 15, back to the Forney 44. Blitz look, rolling right. J3 on the run, throwing deep downfield. Cohen Brown reaches up, grabs it into the end zone for the touchdown. And then a flag.
Well, he talked to the defensive player, Ken, after he caught it.
That'll be a decision to be made by the Jackrabbits if they want that on the extra point or the kickoff, but the touchdown is good.
Well, Brown had been, well, I'll just say the cornerback was like an extra jersey that Cohen Brown had been wearing all night because he was certainly on him all night. That time Cohen gave him a couple of little late moves and shook free Meyer's own target.
Forney elects to enforce a penalty on the kickoff, so Ethan Guillen boots through the extra point, and Waxahachie takes a 14-0 lead with 3:16 to go. Have more Indian football after this.
3:16 remaining in the first half of play.
Waxahachie scoring summary is brought to you by our friends at Mower Depot and Dean Settlemeyer and the crew. That's 8 plays, 73 yards, 153 off the clock. That roughing the kicker kept the drive alive, and then J3 hits Cohen Brown on a 44-yard touchdown pass. Extra point from Ethan Guillen. It's 14-0 Hatchie with 3:16 to play in this first half, and Guillen teeing it up to kick it away for the Waxahachie Indians. Back deep for the Forney Jackrabbits, Preston Jackson and Amari Jahil. So the Indians scoring on the ground and now through the air. Guillen puts the foot into it. It's a low line drive. Jahil takes it at the 16, chest high, and takes off running to the left side. Now cuts to the middle of the field. Jahil caught by Snell and brought down as he crosses the 50. Well, I thought he's getting ready to go, and Jaquan put on the afterburner and brought him down at the Waxahachie 45.
Well, I can just say that return almost 40 yards.
39-yarder.
The Snell move cut through 2 blockers to make that tackle also, Ken.
Jaquan Snell is just a heat-seeking missile this year.
He sure has been.
This Indian defense has done a great job on this vaunted Forney running attack. Forney did, if you joined us late, have a big touchdown run wiped out by a holding penalty. But for the most part, it has been Waxahachie bowing up every time. Osborne gets the ball, and he goes down again.
I tell you.
He tried to run right up the middle, and the Indians just swarmed in and jumped all over him, and Waxahachie getting a big tackle for a loss of 3 yards. He has had a rough night tonight. He now has 8 carries, Coach, for 7 yards in this football game. After a 160-yard rushing effort last week. There's all kinds of movement along the front line on 2nd and 13. 2:35 to play. First half, 14-0 Indians. 5 yards will be added to the effort, and the Jackrabbits will be looking at 2nd and 18 now. One of those offensive linemen took off just a little too soon. Moves the ball back to the Jackrabbit 42. 2nd down and 18. Peterson with Osborne to his right. Wants to throw the slip screen inside, and there's room to run. And breaking to the 40 and still going to the 30. Snell giving chase to the 20, to the 10. He's not going to catch him. All the way in for the touchdown. Preston Jackson strikes. And 53 yards later, the Jackrabbits are on the scoreboard.
Well, the Indians had a couple of opportunities to take down Jackson, the receiver, but he was able to wiggle and work out of it, and just ran the last Indian, just outraced him to the pylon. And
Snell was trying to catch him.
How quick did that occur?
Lightning fast. Extra point attempt for the Jackrabbits. High snap, kick is on the way, and it is good with 2:15 to play in the first half. Jackrabbits on the board, 14-7 Indians. More Hatchie football after this. Scoring drive for the Jackrabbits for the first time tonight. Compton's Carpet Cleaning and Restoration brings you this scoring summary. 2 plays, 45 yards, 101 off the clock. But Peterson to Jackson, and with the extra point, the Indian lead is cut in half. 14-7 Hatchie with 2:15 to play in the second quarter. There's a little squib kick to the middle of the field, and it rolls past 2 Indians, finally covered up at the 27. That little thing was bouncing really funny, and Waxahachie got Camuel Jones on that to at least keep the Jackrabbits from recovering.
I'll tell you what, that would have been a Big miscue right after the Jackrabbits had put one in the end zone.
Sure don't want to give them that kind of momentum.
Of course you do not.
So the Indians have 2:14 and 1 timeout to work with.
I bet Coach Donaldson already says that we've given them too much momentum here with them scoring with about 2:15, as you said, to go.
Well, that's just what pure speed will do for you. And Preston Jackson sure showed us speed once he took that little slip screen and off he went. Indians in a 4-receiver set, triplets to the left side.
Running in real quick. The
umpire making sure the defense had a chance to get set. Snap back, rolling left. J3 to the sideline. Catch made at the 35. Breaking a tackle to the 40 and to the 41-yard line. First catch of the night for Jordan Thompson-Woods, or maybe his second, but that's certainly his biggest of the night as he's able to pick up an Indian first down.
Well, he and J3 have a really good timing working that sideline. We saw it in the first game, and we see it again tonight in this play, but J3 looking quickly to his left and picking up a receiver.
Jordan had a big touchdown reception in the opener against Ennis. 1st and 10. Waxahachie from their own 43. Handoff, Strange, finding his way to the 40, to the 41-yard line.
Ken, just one defender is not able to bring down Strange. That time it took 3 Jackrabbits.
Indians are going to take their last time out with 2 minutes to play in the second quarter and a 14-7 lead. And you talked about last year, this team was really amazing at getting down the field and getting a score in right before halftime. And Shane Tollison would sure like to see him get some kind of points on the board before we go to the halftime locker room. Indians went up early 7-0 in the first quarter. Their opening drive, as a matter of fact, then added to it with the touchdown pass, J3 to Cohen Brown. Forney just got on the board with a little slip screen that went for 44 yards. And 14-7 is where we stand right now with 2 minutes to go before halftime.
And all of this occurring at least most of the first half with the Indians' 2 starting linebackers not in the lineup. So
back in action starting in the third quarter.
2nd and 7 coming up for the Indians.
Okay, Tollison. We'll have to keep an eye and see on the Cooper. Here's the pass across the middle, and it's deflected and tipped up and caught by Woods on the deflection. There's a penalty marker. I think J3 got roughed. Indians going to add 15 yards to the end of this. That hit a Forney defender, bounced right off the hands of Nolan Williams, and standing there to haul it in for Waxahachie, Jordan Thompson-Woods, and then they just put a lick on J3. You can tack 15 on at the end of that play, which was already to the Forney 46.
Well, the old tip drill, the Indians alert, able to pick it up, but you're right, it's that late hit as they go after the quarterback of the Indians and pay the price.
And Woods outfought a defender to make that reception. There was a guy who thought he was going to have an easy deflection pick, and Jordan just outfought him for it. 1st and 10, Indians at the Forney 31 with 1:45 and counting to play in the first half.
Indians looking to put another receiver on the field, and
they're letting a lot of time run off the clock. Not just that, the play clock's down to 8 seconds before they break to the line of scrimmage. And they have no timeouts left. Better get this thing off. 3, 2, and the snap at 1 second. J3 flips it out to the flat. Catch is made. Room to run. 20-yard line. Spinning to the 17.
Well,
all kinds of flags. That's going to wipe out a big play for Zayden Smith. But let's check and see what. Some of that may get wiped out if there's a block in the back downfield.
It looked like
That's exactly the call. Now that'll be from the point of the foul, which was the 21-yard line. They'll mark it back from there. So the Indians will actually end up right back where they started from, the 31.
Well, and really the block not real close to where the receiver was at that point, but you know, you like your wide receivers to be blocking downfield and giving the opportunity to take it all away, but
Smith
you've got to be smart blocking downfield.
Doing some great spinning and moving, and it's wiped out, but it's just like nothing happened. It's 1st and 10 again at the 31-yard line. J3 back to throw. Outside pressure. Steps up into the pocket. Throws on the run to the corner. Into the end zone. Overthrows his intended receiver, Jordan Thompson-Woods.
Well,
2nd and 10.
Well, Jordan Woods has number 5 on its back. It stretched out a little bit as the corner hung on to it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know, the fans reacted to that on the home side.
Nolan Williams, who deflected that pass earlier that was picked up by Woods, this time he was keeping him within arm's length. 2nd and 10, 49 seconds to go in the quarter. 14-7 Indians. J3 hands it off. Strange trying to get outside. Only picks up a yard to the 30. And it's going to be 3rd down. And well, they say the Indians call a timeout, but I was under the impression they had used all their timeouts. One of those must have been an official's timeout earlier, because I know we called 2 in the first quarter. And then just moments ago they called 1.
Well, the Indians are certainly in Gillian's field goal range.
Oh, for sure.
So,
but with 41 seconds to go, we'll see what they do on 3rd and 9. But you're right, the strong leg of the All-State kicker should sure come into play here.
Well, his longest, I think, is 45 on the year, and he had plenty
that
of
was
room.
Last week.
Yep, had plenty of room after that. Cleared the crossbar last week.
And again, with the Indians going right to left, that what little breeze there is would be behind them if they call upon him. But let's see if they convert to 3rd and 9. We do know for sure they're out of timeouts now, with a 3rd and 9 from the Forney 30.
Indians have been in empty backfield a lot this 2nd quarter.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Now, Strange late getting into the game. Fincher is out. Strange will line up to the right of J3.
That's why they look like they were in empty backfield.
Meyer with the snap. Straight drop. Steps up at the pocket, throws a bullet, caught at the 10, the 5, and down to the 3-yard line. He laid it right on Jordan Smith, and he hauls it in, and the Indians are 1st and goal.
Well, only a great play by the safety that time kept Smith out of the end zone.
Got to go quick. Thing was a zipper. J3, low snap. He grabs it, flips it to the turf to stop the clock. 2nd and goal with 27 seconds to go in the quarter. That may be the most mustard we've seen him put on a pass this year. Wow, did he step into that throw.
Well, it was certainly a fastball. Oh, as they say, going through a car wash, that wouldn't have gotten any water on it, partner.
Maybe close the Cohen Brown touchdown against Ennis for the first score of the season.
You're right.
Boy, he sure got that one there in a hurry. Rolling right, J3 to the end zone, trying to go back towards Jordan Smith, but he was covered well, and that falls incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 2. 24 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Indians trying to add to a 14-7 lead right here before halftime.
Well, you know that really worked because they knew the Indians a passing team, and so far their corners and safeties have held up pretty good against J3 and the receiving unit of this Indian ball club.
Play clock down to 14 seconds, and the Indians get the play they want. 3rd and goal from the 2. Strange to the left, and the pistol receivers right and 1 left. J3 sends a man in motion. Cohen Brown takes the catch, walks into the, he gets hit hard as he gets it. I thought he got across.
I did too. He's still down though, partner.
Boy, did he get hit hard, and they're going to say he's down inside the 1. Are you kidding me? I thought for sure he got that ball across.
It looks like it into the football.
5 seconds. He's going to get a chance to get a playoff here. Into the quarter. Man, I thought for sure Cohen Brown got into the end zone, and they marked him inside the 1, and the Indians don't have any timeouts left to try to run a play.
Partner, I'm going to tell you, the ball
is on the goal line. You can't do that.
It cannot be more than 5
That's a touchdown if it's anywhere on the. How could you put the ball? That's what Shane Tollison wants to know. You've got the ball on the goal line. That is egregious. What a horrible way for the half to end.
Plus, it isn't right.
And now they're saying again, you've got the ball resting on the goal line. That's a touchdown. You put it there. You can't mark that on the. That is unbelievable. Have you ever seen such a thing?
Not
Have you ever seen officials mark a spot where the nose of the football is on the goal line and they don't call it a touchdown?
Well, the only thing that I can maybe say is that the center before the snapper touched it and moved it up, but I tell you, the play looked like a touchdown all the way.
Halftime, 14-7 Indians. What a crazy way to end the first half of this game. Hey, coming up, we'll hear from the bands. We'll get the Jackrabbit Band and, of course, Spirit of Waxahachie Band. We'll recap the scoring for you. We'll have some first half stats coming up here in just a bit as well. All coming your way right after these words.
And now, the fabulous player of Forney, five-time top, eight-time national grand champion, 2024-25 back-to-back NBA national champions, Forney High School High Setters. High Setters officers are Senior Lieutenant Maya Ramirez, Senior Lieutenant Allison Boyd, Senior Lieutenant Peyton Shumpert, and in the front and center, Senior Captain Macy Norvell. Social Captain Jerriana Dickey. Social, David Duvall. Corey Jeffers, Carrington Ryder, social media, Haley McCarter, and Kylie Shumpert. High Stepper of the Week is Taylor McKissick. High Stepper Teacher of the Week is Coach Rivera.
Well, a dubious ending to the first half. The Waxahachie Indians, for all purposes, looked like they had scored a touchdown, but Cohen Brown was called down and at the goal line. That's still just beyond belief. I can't wait to talk with Shane Tollison about that all going down. But
well, certainly they'll have the film to review. And
remember, the Jackrabbits will get the ball to start the second half. The Indians won the toss, but elected to take the football.
Well, a couple of other early timeouts that the Indians used in the first quarter. You always want to keep one in the back pocket, they say, going late into the end of halves, and Indians didn't have one tonight in this first half.
Well, the scoring, as it ends up being, was Waxahachie getting on the board first. A nice long drive on their opening possession. 12 plays, 70 yards, 6:02 off the clock. Nolan Bernard and that Bulls package plowed in from the 1 yard line. 7-0 Indians. You know, you think about two missed opportunities, not just that one at the end. Another time that we had the Bulls package in on a 4th and short, and we had the fumble that killed the drive there. Waxahachie made it 14-0 in the second quarter. J3 goes to Cohen Brown on a 44-yard touchdown pass. Roughing the kicker kept that drive alive for the Indians, and they took a 14-0 lead. But Forney on the ensuing possession got a little slip screen from Peterson to Jackson, and Jackson did the rest after about a 1 yard reception. He goes 43, outrunning Waxahachie to the end zone. And with the extra point, 14.
President and Diane Gray. Tonight's performance was sponsored by Citibank, in SKB, Family Charitable Foundation, and Children's Lighthouse. Texas Fitness LLC, Norvell and Company Real Estate, Stonehouse Mortgage, Elizabeth Kennedy Team of Realtors, Specialty Rolled Metals, Legendary Electric, and J.S. Posey and Sons. Thank you for your continued support, and go Jackrabbits!
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present your Forney Band. The band is under the direction of drum majors Nicholas Peniston, Gracie Stevens, Sophia Wynn, and Dawn Youngdow. Put your hands together for the 40th Street Choir as they perform a tribute to the Lone Star State. The Forney Band will be performing their 2025 field production entitled The Unforgiven, featuring the music of Mozart, Beethoven, Ennio Morricone, Johnny Cash, and Metallica. Featured soloists tonight will be Jace Newton, Golden Allen, Brody Bryant, Jace Newman, Colin Ballard, Dylan Traylor, Harold Gordon, and Zinesh. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting pride and excellence, your Forney Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Forney Band would like to thank our premium tier sponsors, Westdale Asset Management, Parish Security Group, the Loche Valley LLS, Franklin Frankel Injury Law Firm, Technical Events Partners, Critical Electrical Systems Group, and Bluesburgers for supporting these awesome young musicians. The Forney Band would like to send well wishes to our friends and their incredible directors. Have a great season. The Forney Band is under the direction of Aaron Funk, Ben Underbrink, Riley Warren, Shannon Jacobs, Casey Sneed, Zach Lewis, Jaden Rainey, and Cody Newman. The Forney Band with the amazing families that support the group through the year, as well as the incredible leadership we have here in Forney ISD. Dr. James, Mr. Luna, Dr. Terry, and the fantastic Forney ISD school board. Ladies and gentlemen, your Forney Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Waxahachie Independent School District is proud to present the award-winning, traditionally acclaimed 2025-26 Waxahachie High School Cherokee Charmers. The Charmers are the field celebrating their 63rd year of excellence and tradition, sponsored by Americase, Buff City Soap, Cardinal CG, and Cool Hand Electric. The Charmer officers are being led onto the field by their All-American Dance Officers, sponsored by Craig Burleguy and Home Field Onsite Environmental. Senior Lieutenant Brooke Bailey. Senior Lieutenant Bree Rodriguez. Senior Lieutenant Lindsay Wakefield. Senior First Lieutenant Casey Herrera. And in the center, Senior Captain Jordan Hansen. Each week, the Charmer officers select an outstanding blue team member to be recognized for her dedication, attitude, showmanship, and dance abilities. Cherokee Charmer of the Week is Senior Janaya Martinez. The Charmer officers also selected a Performer of the Week, a Charmer who continually exhibits outstanding dance skills. This week's Performer of the Week is Sophomore Lizzie Barker. DTC Spirit of the Week is Sophomore Emma Baeza. Legacy of the Week is Senior Ellie Chapa. Janaya and Lizzie have selected Mr. Harrison and Mrs. Helton as their outstanding Waxahachie High School Teachers of the Week. And now, for your halftime entertainment, the Charmers, along with the Maidens and Cheyennes, will perform a pom routine to September for their Waxahachie ISD Dance Drill Team Night. Teachers would like to thank the teachers, counselors, and principals of Waxahachie High School for all their support. Teachers would also like to show their appreciation to the following for all their support, encouragement, and sponsorship. Bird Hydraulics, Body and Balance Chiropractic, Deck the Lawn of Waxahachie, Luis Industrial Sales, Mandy Hildner Photography, Mint Exterior, Serious Balloons, Stacy Marie Designs, and Temco. Cherokee Charting Director is Erica Porter Wilcox. Assistant Director is Brittany Claypool Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude our halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Spirit of Waxahachie Indian Band. The Spirit of Waxahachie will be performing movements 1 and 2 of their 2025 production, Perplex. Drum majors for the band are Donald Breckenridge, Joaquin Molina, Valeria Rocha Medina, and Kendrick Wallace. And now, Waxahachie ISD and Waxahachie High School proud to present the 2025 Spirit of Waxahachie. staff and student leaders of the Indian Band are proud to recognize the outstanding band members of the week. Color guard, Lorelei Wells. Percussion, Kamala. Woodwind, Stephanie Pacina. Brass, Marshall Kimbrell. Freshman, Rupal Aryal. And the section of the week is the trombones. Spirit of Waxahachie is recognized as a state and national leader in marching, concert, and jazz performance. The marching band is a consistent performer in the UIL State Marching Contest and has performed at the UIL State Finals 10 times since 2009. The Spirit of Waxahachie was one of only 5 bands across the entire world to be awarded the prestigious Sutler Shield by the John Philip Sousa Foundation in 2023. The Wind Ensemble is a 2-time TMEA Honor Band State Champion. And the Jazz Orchestra was a featured performing group at the 2019 TMEA Convention, as well as the internationally recognized Midwest Clinic in Chicago. The Waxahachie High School Band Program is named the Texas Bandmasters Association's 2023 Exemplary High School Band Program. And finally, the students and staff of the band would like to wish the Forney Band best of luck in all their musical endeavors this year.
Old Meat Church, and we're proud supporters of Waxahachie Athletics. In fact, we're in the parking lot right now cooking a whole hog for the Indians. Shout out to number 15, Ethan Guillen, and number 16, Nolan Bernard, for going with me to
back at Stuart Lumpkins Memorial Stadium, getting ready to start the second half. Coach, run down some scores for us as this Friday night moves along in high school football for many the last non-district week of games.
Well, as we look through it, a lot of them not being reported, and I want to apologize for last week. We were given a score that was incorrect. Highland Park came out on a winning side on that one, but Highland Park right now leading Clarington by a score of 14-6. So we want to get that one right.
I don't even know who Clarington is.
I do not.
That's a new one on me. I know if you're Clarington Clear, it helps you with your allergies, but well, I'm pretty sure not playing a pharmaceutical.
Well,
that's just my assumption. I may be wrong about that.
With all Cedar Hill right now leading Red Oak 35-3. That will be a team that the Indians will be going against later in district play. And wheeling through a lot of the other scores right here, there is, with no lightning and no storms in the area, everyone is playing tonight, partner. So there is a lot of action going on. I'll pick up a couple here.
I think earlier Mesquite had a lead over Crowley. I don't know what that's currently looking like, but Skeeters in the Waxahachie district. Skyline in action tonight as well. I think Nick was telling earlier tied in their game. Panthers are off this week. Duncanville won't play again until they play Waxahachie. Coach Solison out talking with the officials before his team ever comes on the field, just to let them know the Indians should be up by more than 14-7.
Well, Richie, that 28-7 Highland Park over Jesuit. So
okay.
Even looking at, maybe that's why you didn't know Clarington.
I know that.
We're in another state. We've got to be. That's the only way.
I think you're in Illinois. Well, maybe we can catch some of those Texas scores here before too long.
Well, we did catch something, but I didn't take Clarington.
No.
I've got it.
All right.
I'll get on to it here in just a moment.
Indians run back onto the field, and here come the Jackrabbits. Getting ready for the second half kickoff, which will be brought to you by HLHR Metal Recycling. Our friends on Shawnee Road in Starrett, Texas, making people money, helping the environment every single day. Remember, at HLHR Metal Recycling, you're not just a customer, you're part of the family.
Indians run on the field. The Forney team hops on the field.
Ah, there you go.
Second half.
I like that.
Here we go, partner. I tell you what, Indians will get the ball first, as you said.
It will be the Jackrabbits getting the ball first. Indians won the toss and elected to receive, so they'll kick to Forney. With Waxahachie up by a 14-7 score.
That was the guess that you made earlier in the game that, as they always do, they never receive.
Yeah, we thought before the coin toss that it was just a matter of seeing who was going to defer, and then the Indians said, no, well, we want the ball, and they went right down and scored. Worked out well for them, but now the Jackrabbits will be working to try to get this game tied up to start this third quarter. And they will send their speedster receiver, Honorary Jahil, back to return on one side, along with who has scored the only touchdown of the night for the Jackrabbits, Preston Jackson. And Ethan Guillen will tee it up for the Tribe. Forney will move left to right in this third quarter as we get underway. The Indians up by a 14-7 score as Guillen puts the foot into it. End over end kick going to be taken by Jackson at the 1. And to the 5 and the 10. Now changes direction to the 20. Spins out of a tackle. 25-30. Knocked out of bounds. And there's a late flag coming in.
Taken by number 3, Jackson. First out by number 15.
So let's check this. A flag on the first action of the third quarter. And it's holding against the Jackrabbits. Will wipe out that return by Jackson. Good chunk of it anyway. And move Forney back inside of their, well, they flagged this at the 28, so that'll move them back to the 18-yard line where they'll start 1st and 10. Indian defense was outstanding, and number 20 is on the field for the Tribe to start this third quarter. Tollison able to rejoin his teammates after setting out the first half after a little incident at Coppell last week. So here we go. Peterson and the Jackrabbit offense from their own 18. Man goes in motion, and Peterson will hand it off, and Osborne running left. Indians are on him again. And right away, Tollison makes his first tackle of the night. Jumping into the action, and name we call for the first time tonight too for Waxahachie is Aaron Snell, big number 0.
Now the big man up the middle.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Osborne has had a tough go tonight.
Well, DeMarion Cooper is back in also,
That's
Ken.
good to see.
Pardon me?
That's good to see.
He got hit on that one and still limping after that hit.
Hand off Osborne on a little bit of a draw play. Indians surround him though, knock him down after a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 19.
Cooper is not right, partner. He's coming off the field.
He thought he could go, but he is going to have to head to the sideline as Forney lines up for a 3rd down and 9 from their 19-yard line. Osborne to the left of Peterson. 3 receivers set. Peterson, after a hard count, looks to the sideline, and they will move Osborne to his right in the shotgun formation. On 3rd down and 9, back to throw. Stepping into the throw and has a man open, but overthrows him. Jackson was open at the 30, and he has sailed high on several of his throws tonight. And the Jackrabbits 3 and out in their first possession of the second half.
Well, a good stand and a good start for the Indian defense here at the second half beginning. And I tell you what, the Indian coverage in the secondary has been absolutely solid.
That's a miss on Peterson, though. He did have Jackson open. 4th and 9. Joe back to punt. Cohen Brown back to return for the Indians. And they kick away from him, as you can imagine, and hits and bounces out of bounds at the 40-44. Indians have great starting field position to start this third quarter in their first drive of the second half. 25-yard punt. That has been a weakness so far.
It sure has.
They've kept it away from Cohen, but they've also had some short kicks.
Well, that's like a 15-yard return on a 40-yard punt, and the Indians not even having to touch the ball.
They do give him the 45-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 at the Jackrabbit 45 for the Indians.
Lancaster 14, Hebron 7. Coppell, after the game last week, leading Bowie by a score of 40-7.
Oh my goodness. First and 10, J3. An Indian offense, and they're going to run the jet sweep coming outside. Looking for room. Smith across the 40 and then knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Smith will be able to pick up good yardage for the Indians on first down, set up a second down and 3.
Cedar Hill 35, Red Oak 3 at halftime.
Now you're back in the Lone Star State, partner.
Well, came across the border. Midlothian 20, Kimball 7 in quarter number 2.
Panthers
after a win last week. Over the Ennis lines.
Second down and 3. J3. Strange. No, play action. Zip pass across the middle. Catch made at the 25 and down to the 23 by Jordan Thompson Woods to catch in traffic.
Well, I was going to say it's good coverage, but a better throw and catch by the Indian duo.
Woods has his third grab of the night. The Indians have a first down. Now at the Jackrabbit 23-yard line. The offense on the move with their first possession of the third quarter. 2 receivers swing out to the right, 1 left. And the handoff Strange right up the middle. He's grabbed by a mighty big man over there on that side. Dyson Robbins, the defensive lineman, just a sophomore, but he's huge, and he stops Strange after a gain of a yard. Second down and 9 coming up.
Well, that one sophomore in that defensive lineup. A lot of seniors and talented juniors.
Yeah, but this sophomore is 6 foot, 245 pounds. Second and 9, J3 to throw. Fade route to the end zone and got caught up in traffic was Snell, and he was double covered, and J3 wisely sells that out of bounds. Snell couldn't get open in the high-low coverage, setting up a third down and 9 for the Indians.
Well, the Indians have been in scoring range several times tonight. Not been able to put the ball across the goal line, at least by the official eyes.
See what they pull out of the hat on third and 9 from the Jackrabbit 22. 4 receivers set, 2 left and right. J3 looking, throwing, slant route, catch, touchdown. It was just a little behind Jordan Smith, but great hands hauls that in, and a 22-yard touchdown pass will put the Indians up by a 20-7 score.
Now you can certainly see the speed, the ability that time of the receiver for the Indians breaking from the cornerback trying to cover, and J3 putting the ball right in the hands. Touchdown Indians.
PAT attempt from Guillen, and Waxahachie leads at 21-7 with 9:04 to play in the third quarter. More Indian football after this. Scoring drive for the Waxahachie Indians brought to you by Mower Depot. That's 5 plays, 45 yards, 1:23 off the clock. Smith hauls in the 22-yard touchdown pass from Jerry Meyer III, and with the extra point, 21-7 Indians.
First touchdown reception for Smith this year.
He made a great catch on that. That ball was just a little bit behind him, but he was able to turn and haul that thing, and it was a fastball, and he hauls it in and walks into the end zone. Guillen Short kick this time, fielded by the Jackrabbits at the 14-yard line, and Jahil on the run to the 30 and tackled and brought down around the 32-yard line. And the Jackrabbits will try the offensive thing again. I'm sure that Coach Fleener impressed upon them how important it was for them to have a good first drive and try to get this game tied. Instead, 3 and out, and then the Indians move right down and score and take a 2-touchdown lead again.
Well, Indians taking advantage, as you said, of the first drive of each half, and Indians have a couple of hobbling off the field here, and we talked about trying to be in good health going into the district opener.
Yeah, well, that hobbling is a familiar hobble because, once again, that's Demarion Cooper who comes hobbling off, number 1. Here's the handoff. No, the keeper, Peterson, dialing up his own number, gets met at the 35-yard line, makes it maybe to the 36. He'll have a pickup of about 5 yards, 2nd and 5 coming up. Only the second designed quarterback run tonight for the Jackrabbits. Jump on the outside by the Indians, closing quick, and then Clausen makes the tackle. It's only a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 for Forney. Going left to right in this third quarter. Play action. Pass out quickly. Knocked down at the 40. Tollison got out there and laid it on him. He's making up for lost time.
Well, he certainly is. He has plenty of energy and go, and the little spark plug right there making the play.
3rd down and 2 for Forney at the 40-yard line of the Jackrabbits. It's Peterson with Osborne to his right. Will hand it off to his tailback, and he finds some room to get the first down. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line, and a new set of downs for Forney.
Good drive going right now for Forney. They're getting a good blocking at the point of attack, and running game a little bit stronger. So adjustments made by the Forney coaching staff.
Starr and Piper on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits.
I'm going to tell you, Starr has done a good job.
Yeah, Piper
tonight.
too.
And Piper also, you're right.
1st and 10. And the play action pass, catch made at the Indian 45, still running to the 41. It's Jahil to the 30, breaks to the 20 and gets knocked out of bounds. And the Red Barn Flea Market red zone as Tollison finally forces him out of bounds, but a nice run after the catch by Jahil. Let's take a quick break for a station ID, Indian football.
Davis. It's 1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits at the 20-yard line of the Indians.
Well, Jahil came into tonight's game with 5 catches on the year, Ken. He has been one of the favorite targets for Peterson tonight.
1st and 10 for the Jackrabbits from the Indian 20. Peterson will hand it off, and Osborne has a leap over an Indian defender, and he's going to score. He hurdles a Waxahachie defender and on into the end zone from 20 yards out, finally breaking free for the first time tonight, except for a touchdown that called back. It is Javian Osborne, and the Jackrabbits are an extra point away from being back within 7.
Tell you what, answered that Indian scoring drive, took it right down the field to, as you said, with the extra point to come, pulling within the touchdown. I'll tell you what, Osborne, he sees any open field, he can move it.
Vincent Hart for the extra point attempt. His kick on the way. 7:25 to play in this third quarter. Waxahachie 21, Forney 17. More Indian football after this.
For the Jackrabbits, back deep for the Indians, number 1 Smith, and number 6
Forney scoring drive brought to you by Compton's Carpet Cleaning and Restoration. It's not clean unless it's Compton's clean. 5 plays, 68 yards, 139 off the clock. Highlight reel run by Osborne of 20 yards where he just hurdled right over an Indian defender and sped on into the end zone. Hard to kick it away for Forney. Again, pooch kick to the middle of the field. Indians cover that up. They're trying to. Ball rolls free, and Forney says they've got it. Hold on. And they do. That almost got by the Indians earlier. This time it does. Camuel Jones tried to jump on top of it. It squirted out from under him, and Forney has the football at the Waxahachie 31-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Ken jumped on the opposite sideline right here.
Boy, has it ever. They've done that little middle pooch twice, and both times the Indians have had a hard time covering up. This time they didn't. Forney trying to drive downfield, get this game tied.
We talk about as special as the special teams were last week. A couple of big arrow right here. Gives the ball right back to the Jackrabbits.
Peterson hands it off. Osborne up the middle, running again. Dash across the 20, down to the 18-yard line in the Red Barn Flea Market red zone. Go the Jackrabbits again.
I tell you what, maybe Osborne heard you at halftime say, partner, he didn't have much of a first half.
He didn't. But he has started off strong in this second half. Well, we know the abilities there. Like we said, ran for 167 yards last week. 1st and 10. Peterson to throw. They're side, and Jahil's hit hard, but they don't wrap up. Ball comes loose. Indians recover it. Popped out of his hands, and Waxahachie covers it up at the 9. Boy, Jahil got hit hard. Carmelo Clausen comes up with a huge hit, and the ball squirts free, and the Indians have the first turnover of the night.
The turnover battle. That was late.
That's a big one for the Indians.
We talked about winning that turnover battle, and generally the team that wins that battle wins the game. And as you said, Indians giving up one, but getting it right back.
So Waxahachie will take over at their own 9-yard line.
What they lose is about 20 yards of field position by doing that.
Well, at least for the time being, keeping the Jackrabbits from getting this game tied up. J3 on 1st down, hands the ball off to Strange. He's got room to run to the 20. Trying to get outside, 23, 25, and then knocked out of bounds.
That's a late hit.
No flag.
No flag.
He got pushed out of bounds pretty abruptly there by Xavier Young, and
then got another good bump.
Indians get a 1st down on an outstanding run by Strange.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He's over the 100-yard mark. So he's not quite. 80 yards and 15 carries.
Well, he'll be there maybe after this drive, maybe after this play.
Be nice. 1st and 10 Indians. Breathing room out to the 24. Strange gets the call again. He's on the run again to the 30. He's dragging defenders to the 35, out to the 36 with 11 yards, and now he's just 9 yards short of that.
Indians went unbalanced on that play. Strong right, that's where they went with the football.
And the Indians going back to what they started the game with, little ground and pound action with the running game. 1st and 10 from their 36-yard line. 6:14 to play, 3rd quarter, 21-14 Waxahachie. Handoff slip. No room to run that time on the carry by Jordan Smith. He'll lose 2 yards. His feet just came right out from under him when he went to make a cut.
Yeah, put that right foot in the ground, and it did not hold.
2nd down and 12 coming up for Waxahachie as Smith giving Strange a little breather.